What is the noise outside? Yang Manly heard it getting more and more noisy outside her office as she was reviewing the data of the sacred blood creature sent from Son of Heaven. Yang Manly asked twice, but no one answered. She frowned and went to find out. Almost the entire Bullseye team was at the shooting range, cheering from time to time. Yang Manly took out a telescope. Most of high-tech products lost their function in God's sanctuary. But primary instruments like the telescope still worked. Yang Manly, starting to feel skeptical, put down the telescope and went to the shooting range. As freak, a real man, he's been going at this pace for so long. His endurance is invincible. I think 1,000 arrows was too light a punishment for him. He can probably finish before dinner. The Bullseye team saw Yang Manly coming over and quickly ran back to training. They were not afraid of Liu Hongtao, but terrified by Yang Manly. Those arrows were all shot by him? Yang Manly asked Liu Hongtao. Except for Target 9 and Target 10. Liu Hongtao felt somewhat reluctant to answer her. I see. Yang Manly did not say anything and turned back to the office. Liu Hongtao did not know what Yang Manly was thinking and quickly asked. Manly, the punishment is too mild and it would set a bad example. Should we add another 1,000 to their punishment? Quote, no. Yang Manly left. Back in the office, Yang Manly took out Hassan's profile and reviewed it. Great endurance. Good geno point counts. Strength rating is probably at 9.0. Integrated compulsory education graduate with excellent scores. Yang Manly carefully read the profile, pondered for a moment and muttered, I'll give him a chance. Even just for the station master. Hassan stopped after 500 arrows and rested for 2 hours before he resumed shooting. Although he could continue, he was afraid to scare everyone, so he took a break. By midnight, Hassan and Su Shaoqiao had shot 2,000 arrows. Hassan had become famous in Bullseye and all members had changed their view of him. Anyone who could shoot 1,000 arrows in a day deserved respect. Sane. I'm not easily impressed. But you are amazing. Although most of the arrows were shot by Hassan, Su Shaoqiao was also so tired. He put his arm around Hassan's neck and gave Hassan a thumbs up. Don't mention it. Do you know what kind of sacred blood creature we are going to kill tomorrow? Asked Hansen. I'm so handsome that Manly's assistant couldn't resist my charm and told me everything, Su Shaoqiao said triumphantly. So what is it? Hassan didn't care for his bragging. It seems to be a flying creature. There aren't many archers in Son of Heaven's gang. So they want our help, replied Su Shaoqiao. Hansen frowned. A sacred blood creature that can fly. That's tough. Sacred blood creatures were strong enough. If they had the ability to fly, it would be even harder to hunt them. After all, the range of the best alloy bows was only about half a mile and only a few people in First God's sanctuary could even draw the string of those bows. If the sacred blood creature flew too high, arrows wouldn't do it much harm. Also, the skin of sacred blood creature was so stiff that even the tip of saber arrows couldn't cut through. Hassan knew that Bullseye must have beast soul bows and arrows. And there must be alloy arrows better than saber arrows as well. But he didn't think that Yang Manly would give him access to those. If he couldn't even pierce the skin of the sacred blood creature. Even if this opportunity was heaven sent, he had no means to grasp it. Seems that I should buy a Z steel arrow, Hassan pondered. Z steel was not steel, but a kind of metal humans discovered 50 years ago. Its characteristics were similar to steel, but its toughness were far beyond steel. The toughness of an alloy arrow could be greatly improved by adding just a little Z steel. And all alpha alloy had Z steel added. Doomsday in the broadsword Hassan seized from Liu Feng had Z steel in them, but the content was quite low. The broadsword contained 0.3% Z steel, while Doomsday contained 0.4% Z steel in its body and 0.5% Z steel in its string. If a weapon contained more than 10% Z steel, it could cut through the bones of mutant creatures. And if a weapon contained more than 60% Z steel, it would be as strong as the bones of sacred blood creatures. However, Z steel was extremely rare and therefore, its price was quite high. The Alliance also had strict control over its production. So any alloy with more than 1% Z steel would be hard to find. Although the tip of saber arrows contained a little Z steel, it would not exceed 0.1%. Hence to hunt a sacred blood creature with saber arrows was next to impossible. Even if he could shoot the arrows directly into a wound. Hassan's ideal arrow was the Z steel arrow, which was 1% Z steel. However, it was so expensive that even with all the money he had at the moment, which was around $300,000, he could only afford one arrow with about 0.6% of Z steel. Hassan went home at night and logged into Polar Night Forum. If he couldn't find the right second-hand goods, he would have to buy a new one at the store. In Polar Night Forum, there was a post that claimed to sell weapons with 1.2% Z steel. Hassan noticed that the post was from an owner whose store had no license or legal permit. On the webpage of the store there were only holographic images of the products and a comlink number.